Hey guys, it's Josh from Cardboard Connoisseurs here with my main man Carl. We're here with round 3 of our Win-A-Box tournament. It could even be a boat. First up, we have Jeska Ishai with a hand of Mystic Remora, Steam Vents, Gamble, Tundra, Ancient Tomb, Mystical Tutor, and Intuition. And then next up, we have Varragoth. Don't see that every day. Necromancy with the opening hand of Necromancy, Swamp, Bubbling Muck, Grim Tutor, Vampiric Tutor, Sacrifice, and Force of Despair. And then we have Teamer Pirates going third with a hand of Neoform, Chord of Calling, Finhorn Elves, Yavimaya Coast, Breeding Pool, and Steam Vents. Then we have Vadrik going last with a Felwar Stone, Mana Crypt, Bloodstained Mire, Mystical Tutor, Cavern of Souls, Tarn, and an Electro Dominance. Appreciate you guys watching and stick around and supporting the content. Hit that like and subscribe, and let's get to the action.
We got the turn 1 going first, Tundra into Mystic Remora from the Jeska side player. You gotta assume that this is awesome for you. You know, you're playing against some cards that are some decks that typically don't have as good 0-1 mana ramp, like Varragoth, and this is it, Vadrik over here. And you see a Finhorn Elves out of the Timber Pirates player. Probably not super happy with this fish right now, but you're probably going to pay to keep that around for another turn cycle. Eventually people are going to have to cast some non-creature spells.
And for me and all the listeners and viewers out there, what does Varragoth do?
He has Death Touch. He's a 2/3. He can attack, and if he is attacked this turn, you can play Demonic Tutor mana, so 1 and black, to put a card from your deck on top of your library. Basically a Vampiric Tutor on a stick that does not hurt you.
That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. And we see a Mana Crypt. We see a Felwar Stone. So Fish is getting some value here off of this Vadrik player. Can't complain about that 1 blue mana, draw 2 cards, right? And Vadrik really does not have anything to do besides ramp. Before he gets his commander out, you have to cast your commander as Vadrik to start getting this game going, right? Because otherwise you're just using a bunch of fireball effects, bunch of like 4 mana, draw 3 effects, stuff like that. You really want those discounted.
Yeah, because me playing Crick for so long, right now I would be trying to get mana. I have to play my commander and then pretty much just attempt to combo up or posture up, whereas Varragoth just gets to tutor into the win.
Right, for sure. Yeah, if you let Varragoth just hit for 2-3 turns in a row, he is going to have a hand of whatever he wants. You can't really afford to just sit around and let him do his thing.
And at the same time, you're not really sure what his lines are. They are limited, but you don't know what they are.
Yeah, that's the advantage of playing these kind of like tier 3, tier 4 rogue style decks in cEDH tournament. You can still run powerful packages, but people really do not understand what you're doing. Just having a commander like that throws them off. Even if you're just doing something like very straightforward in a mono black deck, like maybe a Yawgmoth Putrid Goblin combo, or an Anime Dead combos, Razaketh style combos like that, you could get blindsided just by the fact that you don't really know what this commander does. Yeah,
it just could put you in the dirt. The only way I have ever won with Keurig was just letting somebody else try to win first. Let them fight over that, and then attempt my combo. And then even if it didn't go through, I'll just posture up and do it again.
For sure.
Because all you have in mono black is just the tutors, but that's sometimes enough because everybody else might just do it.
Yeah, especially when you have a tutor on attack every single turn. We see an Animate Dead that looks like in the Varragoth player's hand. He's definitely trying to do some reanimation spell. Even on some of these boards, even reanimating just a huge threat can basically end the game, right? Like, what is Vadrik or Jeska Ishai going to do against a Shieldred in play, right? Like, you're not going to be able to beat someone in Delph with those big commander damage hits.
And they don't... They have Bubbling Muck in the opening hand, so they have a tad bit of acceleration if we see more swamps deployed.
Sure. There is the Pirate deployed.
Malcolm has entered the fray.
Everyone reading Malcolm, well, one person at least reading Malcolm. Pretty common cEDH card, going infinite with that Glinthorn Buccaneer combo. People typically know what's going on. That Mystic Remora drawing a whole lot of cards here. Double Rock, Mana Crypt.
Yeah, Malcolm was definitely
Mystical
spoiled,
Tutor.
and then just everybody was on that train.
Oh yeah, people were not curious that treasures are good in cEDH, especially after playing it Dockside.
2 creature card combo. I mean, you gotta love it.
Yep.
Hard to interact with.
Mm-hmm. Good colors too, right? Blue, red, some good cEDH colors. No black, of course, but you have to say that you make up for it with some ramp creatures here, getting it to play around Mystic Remora with his play of Fyndhorn Elves into Malcolm. You can't complain about not giving your opponent cards for free.
And here we see Vadrik go for another Twin Flame effect.
Yep. The spell copying style fork effect. This is the one with buyback. Lets him go infinite with a lot of cards. Right now, without his commander, probably not going to do much with that, but he gets the wheels turning. People can kind of see that you are posturing for a win here, though, which could put you in a bad position. Let's see.
2 questions. Would you play Wheels in that deck, and do you think he plays Wheels in that deck?
And because it's a 1 mana draw 7, right?
And you're in those colors. I mean,
Right,
you get
yeah.
access to all of them, so why not?
Yeah, basically your plan 2 with blue-red is wear yourself out with some rituals. You probably have an Underworld Breach in there. You really want those wheel effects because you don't have a whole lot of ways to force a win over and over in Izzet colors, but you do have the ability to refuel off of a wheel effect. People asking, what in the hell does Vadrik do? Yep. Explaining
it is a different one.
Yeah, explaining it. If you don't cast spells, I am going to flip to night, and he is going to be bigger. And then if you do cast spells, it's going to flip to day, and he's going to be bigger. Explaining to this Mystic Remora player why maybe he should consider not paying for his fish next turn.
What is Varragoth? He is a demon rogue.
That sounds right. Let's see. I have to pull it up here.
I'm not sure if it's even.
He
relevant.
is indeed a demon rogue.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Rogue deck, demon rogue. I like it.
Demon. Yeah. There you go. Searches for the Triumph. I don't know the name of that one, but I assume it is the Jeska Triumph.
That playmat is sweet too. I don't know what that is though.
No, it's a mystery. I think that is the.
I think that's
Mystical
Jesus.
Archive Sign in Blood.
I think it's just Jesus.
It might be Jesus though. Yeah.
Jesus is signing in blood today, folks.
Mm-hmm. A well-known feature of Jesus, the blood.
A well-known feature of Jesus the blood.
I believe that communion is a thing. Right?
Yeah, it is.
Blood stuff. Yeah, why not?
They like to
Mana
rock it.
Crypt. Again, definitely not paying for his Mystic Remora with that Vadrik in play. Doesn't exactly know what it does, but he knows he doesn't want it.
Yeah, every time anyone... God, I keep wanting to call him Ojitai.
That is Jeska. Or Ishai.
Ishai, yes.
Ishai is the dragon.
As soon as Ishai slams onto the battlefield, I just get chills.
Yep,
I've been killed by so many of those.
Mm-hmm. You are 6 spellcasts away from being 21 with the Jeska in play.
Being the dead.
Yep. Let's see. And you know that Mono Black is not going to shy away from casting spells. He's got to get himself ahead on this board somehow, and he can't just sit back and let the Timber Pirates player combo off. He can't just sit back and let the Vadrik player draw a bunch of cards. Or
if the board was slower, maybe keep your Remora, but not in this board state. You want to throw it away and keep going.
Right. And you definitely see some removal light decks here, right? Not a lot of decks that are going to be in colors to run stuff like Toxic Deluge, Fire Covenant, Path of Exile, Swords of Plowshares. You know, the black deck probably has some kill spells just because the card pool is a little bit light for him, but you're not going to be seeing a lot of kill spells out of these colored decks, right? You don't see black, you don't see Dam, and you don't see Fire Covenant, and you don't see Toxic Deluge.
That's very true.
Mm-hmm.
Because you rely on creatures so much yourself, you got to pick and choose your removal.
For sure. Maybe he gets lucky and gets a Pyroclasm. But I assume you're probably not running Pyroclasm and Timber Pirates either, because it kills your whole combo. We see a little Snapchat going on over here. Gotta text the Bay, make sure that she knows you're ahead. You cast your Malcolm on turn 2.
Yes, exactly.
Right?
Yes, baby, I'm 4-0.
Exactly. Maybe her parents aren't home, but you can't come over because you're trying to play some cEDH right now.
Yeah, you got Malcolm out already. You got half
Malcolm
the combo.
out on turn 2, babe. Sorry. I'm sorry. Oh yes, the day-night flip, very powerful against Varragoth. That's going to activate an ability, not actually cast any spells here, right? You see a lot of advantage coming out of that, especially with the turn cycle here. We have Varragoth into this Timber Pirates deck. Timber Pirates going to cast a lot of spells on its turn typically, right? It's got access to those draw spells like Mystic, Remora, Rhystic Study. It's got access to Mana Dorks. You're going to see a lot of hand vomiting from the Timber Pirates player as he makes those treasures until he's ready to go for the win. Obviously, in which case you probably will have to interact, but if he's not going for the win, he's probably casting some spells to try to get ahead on board, because this is not a black deck that sits back and tries to gain mana on
he's not fucking
tutors,
around
on ad nauseam, right? It has to play onto the board.
And those kill spells like we just talked about may be relevant. You may see the Buccaneer and blow up Malcolm in response, or whatever needs to happen.
Yeah, I'm curious. These mono black decks can come out of the woodwork with a lot of interaction that people are not expecting, especially when the meta right now is kind of shifted towards creatures, right? We see 3 decks here that really, really need their commander in play to win. And, Varragoth probably doesn't hurt to have his commander in play as well, just to tutor up those cards that you need to do your combo. I'm not super familiar with this deck. I assume he has a combo that's probably based around Animate Dead based on what we see in his hand. But,
Razakats, Necrotic Ooze. I mean, there's, usually I have not played many mono black decks outside of Keurig, but the ones I have seen, they're always... It's like Buried Alive and a reanimation spell. I'm in there.
Yep.
That's all I need. So with his constant tutors, he could set up literally anything. Aetherflux lines, those are very popular.
For sure. Let's see. We have 5 mana and a 2 mana cost reduction out of Vadrik here. That's a command tower into play.
We've seen him use the buyback spell to pump Vadrik and just go bananas, or attempt to, before he was stopped. But let's see if he can assemble something here. He's got he's got a lot of he's got a lot of mana. He's got a few copy spell effects, but he may still be lacking the spells themselves.
Just passing for now. Not seeing any big draw spells out of him or anything like that. Just holding back, threatening counter spells. The Ishai deck has not seen a single spell cast since it cast the Ishai, and it's back to his turn cycle. You gotta assume that you're not super happy with that, but Ishai can still start hitting for 3 damage a turn with Jeska in play.
Sometimes you just gotta lick that index finger and just know that the winds of change are coming, and it's garbage time.
Yeah, and Ishai had a decent advantage here because there are some threatening cards on the board. If you just sit back and fight a counter war against someone, there are a couple counter spells into a counter war maybe. You could get this Ishai to the point where it's one-shotting people, and people don't have counter magic to interact with you.
Yeah, or just removal in general. I mean, white is probably the best removal color.
Yep.
With the exile effects and such.
And he's the only white deck at the table.
Exactly.
He can sit back and really go to town with just interacting with people as they try to combo.
Do you know what the magic card Force of Despair does?
I don't.
It's definitely in the Varragoth's opening hand.
I definitely would think that it lets you exile a black card from your hand to do something cool.
It's like you...
does it kill creatures, maybe?
Force of Despair, it does not ring a bell.
Yeah, destroy all creatures if they entered the battlefield this turn.
Nice. Okay. I don't see that being relevant, but he has a Force of Despair. More curiosity than anything else.
Yeah, I mean, he could destroy a Glinthorn Buccaneer if he is trying to. If the Malcolm deck tries to go combat and win with that.
I really just want him to see him. I want to see him play this Bubbling Muck.
Yeah.
It could do things.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I'm for it. We don't know what he tutored for off of the Varragoth.
Wasn't that? That was his
tutor. Yeah, that was in his opening hand.
opener. Lose 2, tutor a card to the hand.
Off of the side table, you can hear the Anala player winning.
I love that they reprinted that. There's an insane amount of money before that.
Grim Tutor? Yes. The $700 terrible tutor. Now a $20, $30 card.
Yep.
Very reasonable.
Interesting. They have the, borderless and all that now. I gotta get that.
Borderless foil.
Gotta have it.
Hell yeah. That's legacy playable.
It is. It is. Legacy is a great format. Sometimes. Sometimes.
We'll take that.
Ish. I've been playing the shit out of the vintage cube.
Okay.
Oh god, I love it. It's so fun. Just being able to open power and then that just being enough.
Yeah, it often is.
I guess he's not really sure what he's tutoring for here.
He's
taking
not.
a little bit.
Yeah, the table talk asking what maybe he is tutoring for here. He himself saying, "What am I tutoring for here?"
I'm going to be honest. I want an Entomb. That's what I want. Assuming that he's on some kind of grave line.
Right. We know he has.
I want a Buried Alive. I want an Entomb.
Yeah.
He has Necromancy, so he's good to go.
He also has Animate Dead, so he has a way to go for it twice if it gets interacted with.
Yeah. I mean, because you got Villas, you got Razakats, you have all these big bombs that will let you draw into answers against your opponents. So
right, yeah.
It's probably time to get some advantage instead of just sitting there.
Right, for sure. And like we said, even Shieldred Whispering one, insane against this board, right? Basically wraths every opponent's board every single turn. And these are decks who really are relying on their commanders to be in play.
That's devastating on a board like this.
Vadrik needs it. Ishai needs it. Malcolm, he's got a little bit of chaff to sack to it for a second, but eventually, if that Malcolm is kept off the board permanently, not going to be able to win with the Glinthorn Buccaneer combo or anything like that, and it's going to take away a huge amount of his mana generation.
And I really enjoy looking up the Japanese lists on MTG Top 8 for cEDH, because they would play Shieldred in a heartbeat. They're all very heavy mid-range.
They would. We have
Razakat's very popular as a commander over there.
Good stuff.
Overseas.
We have a 3 mana in-step, 4 mana, 5 mana in-stepped.
Gasp.
Courting for 2 mana. What do you get for 2 mana? Dockside?
Is it 2 mana?
It's 2. Or he attacked with Malcolm, right? So, yeah, Malcolm was already tapped, so it is a 5 mana court.
Yeah, you're right.
So Dockside here makes 4, 5, 6, 7. No, that's a night tip. That's not a treasure. So he makes 6 with Dockside, which is a lot.
Yeah, it's not bad to just get a Dockside in general on top of just 6 mana in the bin.
Yeah, I mean you are a treasures deck, right? So you want treasures.
Question is, do you think he follows it up with anything?
I mean, I'm sure. You don't just casually put 6 mana into play.
I don't know. These tournaments are wild,
Yeah.
There's like I tell everybody, there's no rules against bad plays.
That's
do not complain to me to bad plays, because they do happen.
Oh yeah, I mean they do, and people will complain. Let's see those treasures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 treasures. Not gonna flip his top in response. He says, "No, I'm going to keep it around."
And that's let's take a look at this token for a second. That's a good, honest, hardworking, standard treasure token.
Yeah, yes. It's not
nothing flashy.
Not the $1,500 8-pack one.
Not at all. Yeah. Not at all. Just not even foil.
Not the gold Mew from McDonald's in the 1990s. Just a bog standard treasure token from Baldur's Gate or whatever the first one. I don't know.
This one's from Ixalan, I think.
Ixalan, is that right?
Wild. I think. It looks like it's got the little sailor wheel.
Okay, yeah, sure, why not?
Ishai is just getting pumped.
Ishai is thick.
Oh, Force of Despair.
Thick queen.
Force of Despair. What
Is
you
he
gonna do about
blowing
it?
Up the Dockside. Interesting. Afraid of a Dockside Flicker combo?
I guess so. I mean, I don't think the Force of Despair was doing anything anyway.
Yeah, maybe he just wants to power up this Ishai enough that he threatens to kill the Malcolm or the Vadrik player.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
Maybe he says, I'm not a threat, kill one of them first. And then he uses the advantage of a blue player being taken out of the game to try to go for his win. We know he's tutored quite a bit, right? We've seen Grim Tutor, we've seen Vampire Tutor, we've seen Varragoth attack at least once. So he's probably got a pretty stacked hand.
Yeah, sometimes when you're just playing that monocolor, you really just want to be the bottom feeder. You're okay with playing from the back.
Mm-hmm.
You're okay for letting everybody know that you're suboptimal, or just let them underestimate you so you can take advantage of it.
Right. So we are looking at maybe spending some of those treasures. 2 mana, 3 mana, 4 mana into a Tana. Well, that's pretty boring, but we are going to try to grind this game out, I guess, with Tana, even though she can't really attack into anything right now. He is thinking about what to do here. Malcolm coming over at the Vadrik player.
Yeah, and I mean, you want to chip their life total as much as you can, because that is the only resource they're going to try to abuse.
Right. Yeah. No, I mean, not a whole lot that the Izzet deck will be able to do with its life total, but you do see that mana crypt ticking down. Maybe gonna put some damage onto him. You really want just them to tap their creatures so that you can get in with Tana. Start generating some creatures, especially when your hand really is not doing a whole lot. You just made 7 treasures and you don't have a whole lot to do with it. Lotus Petal. Eight power with Ishai. It is in one-shotting range if Jeska resolves and can target it.
Looks like that's what...
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nope.
Nope, we're casting Intuition at end of turn. Surely this doesn't resolve. The Vadrik player has just been sitting back this whole game.
Surely.
I hear in response from him. Oh, yeah. Oh, he says, wait a second. I don't have priority yet, do I? Mono black player, probably not going to do much. Maybe he flips top. I don't know. Okay.
Pirates player has a lot of mana, but I doubt they run a lot of counters.
Electroing for 3.
Okay.
Which is free.
Okay. And then?
Reiterate.
Okay.
Copying Electro.
Oh my. What is happening here? I think something might be happening here.
Trying to explain a loop here.
Just infinite copies?
They say, wait a second, you don't have enough mana to do this because this costs 2. He says, oh, you're right. I don't have enough mana to do that because that costs 2, huh? As you do.
Yeah, sometimes it happens, This is just a Sunday afternoon. Couple of guys hanging out, having fun.
Yeah, he says, oh, you have a 3 mana Electro Dominance. Go nuts, champ.
He, and you don't know, he may be goated with the sauce, busting it down sexual style.
It's possible. Still trying to explain how his infinite combo works. He says, so you're going to copy this with Electro, and you're going to use Electro to cast it and copy and copy and copy. And the buyback is free because of Vadrik.
Oh, turtle time.
It is indeed turtle time.
The sky turtle.
He says, I'm going to make that cost more because I don't feel like figuring out how this combo works.
Ooh.
The Whirlwind Denial to cancel target activated ability.
Yikes.
The mode.
We're going deep, folks. Buckle up.
The absolute mode. He does have 4 treasures to pay if he wants to. He says, yeah, I'll do that. I don't feel like figuring out this stack.
All the while, the intuition
Yeah,
still on the stack.
He's like, what's happening here?
I mean, I don't blame him. I mean,
Yeah.
winning in response.
So
seems
intuition
to be
actually still on the stack. It does get countered by whirlwind denial.
too funny.
Yeah. You know, the Pirates player paying 4, but the Jeska Ishai player not able to pay 4 for that. He's at 3 mana untapped. That is not enough.
Well, that was a wild ride.
That was a whirlwind, I would say.
And the mono black player just smiles.
Yeah,
sitting
he
there.
says that's 4 what counter spells that I'm not gonna have to deal with. 4 cards I'm not gonna have to deal with.
Delicious.
Yeah.
In a word.
Mm-hmm. All right, here is Jeska. He says counter spells are gone, right? Can I kill someone? I can kill anyone who I want, right? Yep. He says let's make this a 33 power creature.
Yikes.
Mm-hmm. He says who wants to die? Time to die.
I think I kill the Pirates player first.
It depends on who has more cards in hand between Pirates and is it player? The Vadrik player. And here's Varragoth with dash. Because why not? Yep, he says I am going to kill the Pirates player.
Solid.
He says, are you dead?
Are you dead, son?
I don't know if I go after the Pirates player just because he has mana.
Oh, that's true.
Whereas, yeah, and there's Psych Rift.
Yep, that's why you don't listen to me. Damn it,
Yeah,
you listen
that's
to me.
Mental Misstep in hand, but Mental Misstep only counters on 1 drop. He's got Mystical Tutor as well.
He's got nothing.
It's back to hand.
Oh,
Yeah.
ouch.
That's how they get you.
That feels super bad.
That is how they get you.
That feels bad.
Let's see what Varragoth
I'm an empath,
pulls.
so I know.
Yep. Is that Vandal Blast, I believe?
Yeah, Vandal Blast
Okay.
off the top. It is now in exile.
Yep. I don't know that you even care about that unless you want to just pop that mana crypt real quick.
He's thinking about it.
Yeah, he says probably not. Appreciate it, but we're probably gonna hold up and cast that Mystical Tutor instead.
Yeah, I mean he's automatically in garbage time now.
Mm-hmm. The absolute nightmare of attacking into that Timber Pirates player instead of taking out the Vadrik player. You know, maybe you want to keep Vadrik around just to cast some counter spells on the Pirates player, but I think that with Vadrik having shown its combo and not being able to fight over it any more than it did, you are afraid. Ooh, Necro. Targeting what? Dockside? Targeting Dockside.
I mean, I don't hate it.
It could be way worse. We have 3, 4, 5? I think 5.
Yeah.
The mono black player doesn't even know how Dockside works. He says, does it count my own artifacts? They say, no, it's already the best card in cEDH.
Kaboom.
Let's maybe calm down here.
Still hoping for that bubbling.
Very committed to mono black to not know how Dockside Extortionist works while playing a cEDH tournament.
You know, sometimes it'd be like that.
Sometimes it do be like that. They don't think it be like it is, but sometimes it just do. It just do hard.
All his swamps are different. Is he still trying to Yeah, he's still trying to explain the
Still
loop.
trying to explain this combo. Even though it is in the graveyard, it is whiffed. I believe Reiterate is still in his hand, right? Because he did buy it back. He would just not do the combo if he knew it wasn't going to work.
Yeah. Oh, bubbling muck.
Here it is. We bubbling. We bubbling.
Alert, alert.
We on bubble alert.
We on bubble alert. What will happen now?
Let's see.
Only time will tell. We attacking.
Mm-hmm. He says, what does Dockside do? Does he have haste? The classic, what the hell does Dockside do?
Hold up. Cast Necromancy.
Mm-hmm.
Ask what Dockside does.
He knows he wants it, but he doesn't know exactly why.
And Jesus is he's here, but he's not taking the wheel.
Exactly.
And maybe that's the problem.
That could be it, you know. He is looking at what Varragoth can get him. Here, still has to draw a card, but he does have that top into play. Maybe he just flips top into a Peering the Abyss, something like that. We'll see.
What, and there's no stipulation, you just basically cast a Demonic Tutor?
Well, it's Vampiric Tutor. It goes on top of your deck.
Okay. That's not bad.
It's not bad at all, especially with Sensei's Divining Top to stick that directly into his hand. He knows his opponents are very low on resources right now, right? We gotta assume that Ishai player does not have a counterspell that can interact with a lot of things because he went for the kill and could not secure it against a single Cyclonic Rift.
And that's one of those things. It's like you have to know, you have to play the political game at some point, you know.
Yep. And now shields are down. You have 6 mana. You just put a card from your deck into your hand. Is it ad nauseum?
Because Ishai could talk to the table about who he's going to attack.
He says, Ishai, I want to cast a spell. Don't counter this. I just want to cast a spell.
But will he?
What is it? It costs 2 mana. Still discussing the Electro Dominance Reiterate combo over on the left, while Varragoth tries to figure out what is he doing.
He's Varragothan.
Yep, he's got 6 mana, or maybe more in his mana pool. There's the Pier. He has 8 mana. Going down to presumably 1. I forgot about the Bubbling Muck, so he does have 8 mana. So he is going to draw a bunch of cards, have 1 mana left in his mana pool.
He is counting his commander and Dockside.
Probably trying to count his cards in his library without actually counting his cards in his library. As a mono black player, you haven't done a whole lot yet this game. Very easy just to count up your 10 or so cards and subtract from 100. Assuming you can do basic 2nd grade math.
Assuming.
Let's see what happens.
But that's what Jesus is for. He's there to hold your hand.
Exactly. And if that is the Sign in Blood art, which I think it is, he does Sign in Blood for a whole lot. He spilled a whole lot of blood for that, right? Basically just an enhanced Sign in Blood. He's going to draw...
It's the best Sign in Blood. Remember when they reprinted Sign in Blood? It's even better now. Now, the really funny part is, does he win from this spot?
Has he already used Dark Ritual? I don't know.
He might have.
He had Sacrifice in his opening hand, right?
He did the Dark Rit for the Force of Despair.
Yes, okay. So he does have a Sacrifice in his hand that we know about. He may have another animation spell to get Dockside back.
Yeah, he's used everything in his opener except for Sacrifice.
He says that he wants to draw into Spellbook, the 3 mana card that lets you not discard your hand at end of turn, I believe. Probably just a joke here. Probably going to try to go for the win, but who knows what he's going to do? Who knows what this clever boy is going to do?
1 mana Dark Rit into Spellbook. GG, got him.
Yep.
Got him.
Sacrifice or Culling the Weak maybe into Spellbook. Let's see it. Let's see it, champion.
He had a judge call at one point in the tournament of if you reanimate Villas, do you draw the cards using specifically reanimate?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
You do. It's
yeah.
amazing.
So you follow the order in which reanimate says, because you put it on the battlefield.
Yeah, Villas is on the battlefield, then you lose a life. Which is awesome.
For all you folks at home.
Yep. I'm sure the mono black player was happy about that judge ruling.
Oh yeah, 100%. His opponents, not so much.
You know, sometimes you 1 mana draw 8 cards and put an 8 into play.
If he's already used his Dark Ritual, I don't see him doing a lot this turn unless he has not played a land.
Well, I think he has played a land, but we do know he has Sacrifice. He may draw into Culling the Weak here. It looks like he is trying to discard down to 7 though, so let's see.
Okay, yeah, because you could use Sacrifice, blow up the commander for what I believe is 3. Dockside for 2.
Yeah, Cold Dockside, Reanimate Dockside, go up to 6.
I guess he's done with the turn.
Yeah, it looks like he said he needed to draw a Demonic Consultation. I'm not exactly sure what he wants with Demonic Consultation, but he wanted it.
Maybe Praetor's Grasp. grab somebody's Thassa's Oracle.
There are 3 blue decks here. Presumably, they are playing Thassa's Oracle. There's Lake of the Dead.
All right. Got to
so that,
sacrifice
I believe, makes 4 mana if you sacrifice a creature, right? That's Calling the Weak on a land.
That's you sacrifice swamps.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
For 4 mana.
4 mana, okay.
It comes in...
Everyone also confused with Lake of the Dead here. Mox Diamond, getting an additional mana.
Okay.
He does still have the Bubbling Mug going. I don't know if that will matter.
No more swamps, it looks like.
Maybe he'll cast a Rain of Filth, though. Who's to say?
Who's to say? Not me.
Not me, we'll see. Looking at ways to generate more mana, he has a bunch of piles here that are that he's trying to piece together the puzzle with.
He's spending the 1 mana, I believe. We're just figuring it all out together.
We are. We don't know how this deck wins. I don't know if he knows how this deck wins, honestly. Let's find out. He just also that 1 mana floating that he forgot about. So let's not forget about that, because that might be pivotal to win this game.
That might be the good and not the bad.
Mm-hmm. He says, let's Lake, throw a swamp into the bin.
That is a lot of mana. Yeah.
He has a Mox Diamond, too.
He has enough mana to do whatever the hell he wants to, so he should have the win here.
Does he figure it out? Unless he wants to cast Varragoth, then he doesn't have enough mana to do that.
Looks like he's trying to Imperial Seal.
2 mana.
Nope.
Demonic Tutor. Did not find it, I guess. They say, okay, Demonic Tutor, let's see what you're doing here, bud.
Looking at the rest of his library.
Yep.
He has all the access to everything. He could still sacrifice more swamps.
Mm-hmm.
For oodles of mana. Mm-hmm. Enough mana, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, if he just gets Entomb out of his deck, too, unless he drew Razaketh, he could Entomb Razaketh. Or maybe he doesn't even want Razaketh. I don't know what I'm saying. This is a mystery. We'll find out.
Jesus, take the wheel. This is suspenseful.
Yeah, it is.
But hey, in the meantime, check out Scrollrack.
Yeah.
A
on those playmats there.
Recommendation bot.
Yep.
Or game night of Columbia, Tennessee, if you're in the area.
Yeah, or even if you're not, take a vacation. Who knows?
There you go.
Come to Nashville. We got bachelorette parties.
Let's see. Shuffling up some cards, looking at some stuff. Looking.
Still not sure he knows how to win. Still not sure I know how he would win. I'm leaning towards Razaketh, but...
there's no lock pieces.
Yeah.
So there's definitely nothing hindering...
He just has a bunch of mana and a bunch of cards.
He has the potential of 12 mana, I think, right?
And he can tutor.
Each of these are 4.
Yep.
7.
Well, he has to tap Lake of the Dead to sack a swamp to it, right?
Oh,
you can't just eat every swamp.
Can't just oodly doodly.
Right, but we know he has sacrifice. There's a Rain of Filth.
Okay, that's close.
That's 3 more mana.
Rain's pretty good.
Mental misstep on the Rain of Filth. He says no Rain of Filth.
Ouch, that hurts. It's like
he says, well, I mean, I was trying to win, but let's see what else we got. Tapping 2 of that floating mana.
And there's something to be said about, if you firmly know your lines, you can usually
play around stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
people don't have time to know what to respond to or not if you're just quick and concise and already know what you're going to get.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you need to present like a straightforward front here so that they think that you have the win. Right now,
like that all the time,
he says, I want to generate more mana. Sacrifice on his commander, making 4 mana. Okay. Or 3 mana, sorry.
Alright, that is definitely a line.
He says, they say, interesting. You're not sacking Dockside, which is interesting. He says, more mana from the commander, going up to 3 mana.
Yeah, spent the 1, made 3.
Mm-hmm. 2 swamps into the graveyard. Is that Rain of Filth? Does he think the Rain of Filth resolved? He says, oh, sorry, no Rain of Filth. No Rain of Filth. That didn't resolve. A lot of stuff to keep track of right here when he has a billion cards in his hand. It's just trying to generate a bunch of mana.
Yeah, you got to get in where you fit in.
Yeah. He says, well, wait a second. If I didn't cast Rain of Filth again, then I should have 4 mana, right? Which I think is accurate, right? He had 2 after the Rain of Filth countering. He sacked his commander paying 1 mana, generating 3 mana. He should be at 4 mana.
We're getting there.
Yeah, 5. Yeah, everyone's counting it up. Yep. They say, okay, let's think of this up here. We have 5 mana. Yep. 1 of 2.
Okay, so we got 5 total to work with.
Everyone agrees we have 5 mana. And there's no Rain of Filth.
Rain of Filth would make it better.
Yep. Down to black mana. Cabal Ritual, making 5 mana.
Definitely have Threshold.
Definitely has Threshold. He put his commander into the graveyard to hit that threshold, I believe. Go up to 7 mana. Alright, makes 5. He has 8. That's Villas. That's Razaketh.
So we can get a big boy if we want it.
Let's see it. What's he got? He has a 16. So he has to imagine if his big payoff here gets bounced or countered, that he is probably going to die.
Yeah, I mean, you're this deep now. It's win or bust right here.
Even just being smacked for 4 from the Pirates player puts him down to a very low life total. With that Ishai player into play, you can probably do some politics to keep that. What is that?
Discard a card, get a swamp with Scourge Familiar.
Okay, Scourge Familiar. Gotcha. Okay, Legacy staple, Scourge Familiar. I don't know if they still play that card, but it was good in Dredge for a while.
It's definitely good right here.
I mean, yeah. This is Treasonous Ogre that doesn't cost you life, right?
Yeah. 5 mana. Now you have.
Yeah. He has
mana
a billion useless cards in his hand.
Yep. These monocolored decks. These decks are wild, boy.
Mm-hmm. He says, okay, well, he drew probably about 40 cards off of his Peer into the Abyss, so definitely has a lot going on for him here. Discarding Seal. Discarding Top. Discarding Swamp. Discarding... Okay, using 3 mana. Go blank. Standard staple, go blank. Getting rid of some counter spells, I guess. Just double check in here, exiling a graveyard, getting rid of some counter spells.
Okay.
Wants to make sure that he is
safe. I mean, if you can play around it, go ahead and play around it. You know.
Yeah, I mean, if he doesn't have the win too, is that it's a strict save? Oh, so just discarding 3. We've got 4 discarded.
Lord of the Forsaken.
5 discarded. 6 discarded. 7 discarded. 8, 9. 10. 11. 12, 13. 14. Is he playing Draco here?
I don't know. He's slow rolling the shit out of this though. It's killing me. Oh.
15 into the mana pool. Playing a Soul Ring. Okay.
All right. Mana positive.
He says, I won't discard this for black because playing it is way better.
That is correct. Fear the Varragoth. Fear it.
What is he doing? He says, are there any creatures on the battlefield? I want to do some stuff. Says, yeah, there's creatures on the battlefield.
There is precisely 3.
Mm-hmm. I'm just so curious as to what he's actually doing here. Entomb.
Okay.
That's a card.
We know he's got Reanimate and half of his library.
Yeah. Well, I think he has Animate Dead, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
Still. Yeah. He has 15 mana. I'm so confused. Is that Archfiend of Despair?
Yeah. Another demon.
Okay. What is his plan here?
He's gonna Archfiend.
Obviously.
Bone Spires.
Mm-hmm.
Bone whatever. He's gonna kill a creature. But what to kill? What is hindering?
What is his plan here? He has so much mana. Archfiend of Despair. Does the damage echo affect?
Discarded Necropotence.
Yeah, probably
Signet.
okay when you've drawn 40
Is that
cards.
darkness? He runs darkness. Okay.
The fog?
Yeah.
Interesting. He has so much mana.
Jet Medallion.
What could he
Snuff
possibly be doing? 11, 20, going up to 26 mana, I believe. Discarding Reanimate. Is that right? 26 mana.
Well, he has ones that don't deal him damage.
Is he about to Exsanguinate?
There's
cEDH staple Exsanguinate?
no telling. I mean, I guess from this position, why not? But yeah, that's weird.
He has a March of Wretched Sorrow in his hand. Maybe he's going to gain 25 life here.
Wretched Sorrow.
26 life?
That would be wild after a peer.
Okay, he's paying black or any color mana and 4 or maybe 3. What is I do see Exsanguinate in his hand.
Yeah, but I mean he's not making infinite, right? I don't know
All
what
right.
that card is.
It's causes each player to lose half their life and discard half of their hand.
Okay. Got him.
Yep, so he can soften them up a little bit for this Exsanguinate here. Does hit yourself. Yep. So he pitches his Ishai. Has he finally found the win here? Vadrik discarding Vadrik himself and Simian Spirit Guide. Looks like a speed land from the Pirates player.
He discarded this Sanguinary.
Yeah. What?
Or maybe did he?
He discarded March of Wretched Sorrow. Pitches Exsanguinate. Or not Exsanguinate, Necromancy. I guess he cast that with Flash.
Oh, yeah. That'll do it.
Rise of the Dark Realms. Interesting choice.
Jeez. We're in for a wild one. That makes zombies?
He puts all creatures from all graveyards onto the battlefield under his control.
Jeez. Pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Gets Dockside back.
Gets his commander.
The Sky Turtle and Llanowar Elves. Simian Spirit Guide and an Auroch Salvagers. I wonder if he has... Oh, and Archfiend of Despair. Oh, which kills everyone because he dealt them half their life this turn. Right? So if he goes to instep, yep, they all die.
All right, well, it took us a long time to get there, but...
Yeah, that was a solid 20-minute turn that eventually did win.
So, can't complain there. Was able to reanimate, deal twice the damage after already dealing half damage with the life total. But, yeah, there you go. If you want to pick up some Varragoth, he's out there and he's making waves.
Yep. Apparently.
He's bigger than the game. He's bigger than they could be. Well, that wraps up round 3, and now we are going to cut to top 4. Appreciate you being here. Again, I'm Josh with Cardboard Connoisseurs, my main man Carl. Out here commentating the Winnabox tournament. It could even be a boat.
It could be.
Sponsored by Scrollrack and hosted by Game Night of Columbia, Tennessee. Mm-hmm. Thanks for sticking around, guys. Check us out in the next one.